Saints versus Jaguars. Just a vintage Derek Carlos. Throwing away more opportunities than I can count, playing well, but making a huge mistake which will remember. And then something incredibly stupid happens at the end of the game, which loses you the game. In this case, it was Foster Monroe doing his best Giants Evan Ingram impression. Say Evan Ingram impression, but apparently he's good on the Jags now. There were a lot more points than I expected, and I'm glad Trevor's doing well despite the injury. A great Thursday night football game overall, despite it looking like it'd be an extremely shitty one.
I say right foot creep, walking with that heat.
Patriots versus Bills. Yes! 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 The Bills are ass, and my depression is cured. All jokes aside, Mac Jones played great, and actually the whole offense did. I have zero fucking idea how we did win, but all I know is that we're going to get second in the division. Woo! I love football! What the fuck is this team? Commanders versus Giants. This game sucked. Tyrod Taylor was the best offensive player. The Commies have fallen from that undefeated streak harder than the Soviet Union fell. You get it? Lions versus Ravens. Damn, Lamar must have taken a shit before this game because he played even better than his MVP self. And that's not even exaggerating it. The Lions just couldn't get it going in the first half, and they got absolutely crushed. Lamar's making his case for MVP, and I gotta respect him because he definitely needs a bit more respect put on his name. He's not a running back. You just saw how well he could pass against one of the best defenses in the league. Which sounds really weird about saying it with the Lions, but this year they have been one of the best defenses in the league. And for the Lions, you gotta take your painful loss and move on. It's the only way you're gonna be able to succeed.
That's quite big. Impressive.
Bears versus Raiders. Say goodbye to your job, Justin Fields, and enter the GOAT, Tyson Bagent. I kid, I think. If I'm being honest, he passed better than Fields would've, but it also was the fucking Raiders. He didn't have any touchdowns mainly because Deontay Foreman went back to his usual I'm good now shtick. I don't understand how this man is able to be good every single time he comes in, but is never given a starting job. Raiders' offense looked bad. Jacobs looked cooked because now there's not a single deep threat when Jimmy G's throwing the ball, and especially when Brian Hoyer's throwing the ball. Because, yeah, this is the first backup bowl of the year. Just an absolute mess of a game, but hey, Tyson Bagent's about to steal Justin Fields' job, and it's going to be really funny. Buccaneers versus Falcons. 1 carry for 3 yards. The number 8 overall pick, Bijan Robinson at his best. Also, that carry was on the last fucking drive, by the way, so it's not even like he got hurt in the beginning of the game. And yeah, I don't care if he had a headache. At least give us fantasy managers an injury designation, and even putting fantasy aside. Are you even allowed to just not mention that he has an injury or is sick? I swear to God, Arthur Smith. I mean, he was never questionable, and no one had any idea that his dumbass ate too much Taco Bell and got a headache. Just an absolute mess. I mean, is it part of Arthur Smith's moral code or something to at least not use one of the extremely highly drafted players? Just stupid. Stupid. I like you as a head coach, but just use the talent on your roster. Possibly the craziest thing about this rant is that the fucking Falcons won. How bad are you, Bucks? Colts versus Browns. If you would have told me that we'd have a game of the year this week, I would not have expected the Browns versus the Colts. What endless bullshit in this game was insane. First, Jerome Ford becomes the second coming of Derrick Henry with a touchdown, with a 70-yard touchdown run. On top of that, Deshaun Watson got hurt. He was cleared to return, but didn't return. And that gave us the backup battle of the century between Minshew Mania and XFL legend PJ Walker. Myles Garrett was God. Minshew actually played amazingly. Walker was ass, but you can't really blame him, and apparently Dustin Hopkins is the new Justin Tucker. I'd make fun of the Chargers for getting rid of him, but I mean, Dicker the kicker. Steelers versus Rams. How the fuck did he catch that? God, this game had so much bullshit, because of course it was the Steelers game. every single every single time there's an AFC North team, I lose more and more brain cells. Like this week, we had the Steelers, we had the Ravens blowing out the Lions, and then we had whatever the fuck this game was. Yeah, the Browns being insane. I just can't handle this division anymore. Not to mention the Bengals are the definition of mid right now and confusing. Season's gonna be the death of me, and this is definitely one of the examples of this. For the Rams, you guys played well. Brett Maher's ass. There was some ref ball. And, hey, Puka Nakua's God. Can't believe he was a 5th round pick. Cardinals versus Seahawks. Cards, once again, played a much, much more talented team, and lost because of that. But they did play extremely hard. Gen's doing a lot better than I thought he would, especially because I expected him to get fired. But overall, he's doing great. Once Midget Murray comes back, I'm interested to see how he plays and how this whole team plays. For the Seahawks, take the ugly win and run, because at the end of the day, that's football. Take as many ugly wins as you can get.
Yo, Broncos country. Let's ride, baby.
Packers versus Broncos. You shitting me? Packers actually lost to the Broncos, so now I have to talk about the Broncos. Broncos defense actually played really well, but they were facing the genius of Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, who's just looking horrible right now. Still can't believe the Packers actually drafted him. So I'm sure the Jets trading for him in 15 years, considering at this rate, he's probably not going to be in the league in 15 years. He's playing worse than the first-round rookies, and I mean, wasn't the whole point of drafting him so we could cook behind Rodgers? He should not be looking this bad. Might go down as one of the biggest draft mistakes of all time. Chargers versus Chiefs. You know, I was always neutral towards Taylor Swift. But this whole NFL thing has made me fucking despise her. I'm watching Red Zone in the second half. They're dead ass showing Taylor Swift in the box instead of the actual damn game. Yeah, the first half was incredibly entertaining and the second half was really boring. But I don't care. Just don't show me the game. Don't show me Taylor Swift. Whole situation is going to be so much funnier when she releases her next breakup song, Travesty. Only half joking. Oh yeah, the Chargers played too. Yeah, they're still not good. Dolphins versus Eagles. I saw this coming. I didn't see a way that the Dolphins would win. The secondary got cooked, and they just couldn't run the ball. I mean, they had the least amount of rushing yards by a team in the first quarter in a decade. It was -8. Tua played fine, but like I said, this should have been obvious. The Dolphins are still yet to beat a team 500 or above, and with losses to the only teams not being goddamn tank bowl contenders, being blowouts. I really like Mike McDaniel, but what can I say? At the end of the day, that's just facts. I like McDaniel. Tyreek Hill is obviously amazing, and I think there should be a decent amount of talk about him winning MVP. At least him or Tua. 49ers versus Vikings. Hey, 49ers, wake the fuck up already. You lost to a shitty Vikings team in prime time. Yes, the San Francisco 49ers lost to primetime Kirk Cousins when there wasn't Justin Jefferson on the roster. Purdy didn't play that good. Yeah, I know the team's banged up, but he's just looking like Mac Jones with better fucking weapons. I know we didn't have the better weapons. Even with all the injuries, they still have better weapons than the Patriots. If you guys want to win the bowl, you're going to need the number 1 seed because Purdy cannot play under pressure away from home. And I mean, with a banged up roster, it's just looking bad. And they once again lost because of Jake Moody. Because he makes the kick in the first half, then Purdy doesn't have to force the ball into double coverage. And yeah, that's an interception, but that's not really his fault. You have to make a play on a down in an example like that. So I'm not going to blame him. Obviously, there could have been a better decision there. He could have been a better throw, but hey, happens sometimes. And for the Vikings, good job. You're less and less closer to getting Caleb Williams. Oh my god, this week of football was absolutely fucking batshit insane. We had 6 teams on a bye, so you think that would at least make the things a bit more calming? There's less bullshit that can happen. Well, the NFL scriptwriters took all logic and threw it out the damn window. This week was insane, but it was incredibly entertaining. And I'm just really happy the Patriots won, because I don't But in a way, I'm also kind of sad because that means Caleb Williams might not be in our future. But if Mac plays like he did against the Bills, then hey, might not need him.